In a world ravaged by bioterrorism, one man stands against the tide, navigating a maze of threats, allies, and betrayals. From a rookie cop to a seasoned agent, let's uncover the evolution of Leon S. Kennedy as he faces the shadows of Raccoon City and beyond. Leon Scott Kennedy became a tragic victim of crime early on in his life after his entire family was slain by members of the Italian mafia. The young Leon had only survived thanks to the selfless actions of a lone police officer who managed to successfully protect him. It was this event that inspired Leon to become a police officer himself so that he too could protect as many people as possible. At the age of 21, Leon graduated from the police academy and immediately asked to be assigned to the Raccoon Police Department. As it so happened, he had taken a special interest in the unsolved murders that had been occurring in and around the Arkley Mountains and wanted to commit his talents towards bringing the perpetrators to justice. After breaking up with his girlfriend at the time, Leon made his way towards Raccoon City. Having stopped at a motel to rest for the night, he began consuming large quantities of alcohol, causing him to eventually pass out. Leon then awoke hungover on the afternoon of Tuesday, September 29th. Groggy and feeling nauseous, the young police officer resumed his journey knowing full well that he was late to report in to the station. Leon made his way into the city and came across a corpse lying in the middle of the road. Upon investigating it, the rookie cop soon found himself surrounded by zombies. In order to evade them, Leon made his way into an alleyway. There he came across Claire Redfield, who was herself attempting to get away from zombies that were shuffling around in a nearby diner. The two managed to narrowly escape another group of zombies by commandeering an RPD cruiser, using it to make their way to the police station in the hopes of getting some help, as well as a few much-needed answers. Unfortunately, the car had a zombie stowaway, which led to Leon losing control and crashing the vehicle. This caused Leon to become separated from Claire, and the two were forced to make their way to the station on their own. Leon soon discovered that the RPD was under siege by zombies, and there he ran into a young girl by the name of Sherry Birkin. Shortly after this, he came across Ada Wong, who claimed that she was searching for her missing boyfriend, Dr. John Clemens. Seeing no other options, Leon and Ada decided to team up. The two then made their way through the sewers of Raccoon City where they found a way into Nest, the Umbrella Corporation's G-Virus research facility. Leon later discovered Ada's true reasons for being in Raccoon City. As it turned out, she was working for one of Umbrella's rivals and wanted to acquire a sample of the G-Virus for herself. Ada then pulled a gun on Leon, causing Leon to raise his own weapon in response. However, Leon then lowered his gun, telling Ada to shoot him and that he didn't believe she could. While she was distracted, Shirley's mother, Annette Birkin, shot Ada, causing her to take a tumble. Leon managed to catch her, but Ada ended up falling anyway, seemingly to her death. Gutted by what he assumed was Ada's demise, Leon reunited with Claire and Sherry and then faced off against T-00, otherwise known as Mr. X, after using a cargo lift. After a prolonged battle with the creature, Leon used a rocket launcher to finally take out the super tyrant. Following this, the three survivors boarded a train where they were forced to deal with the hyper-mutated William Birkin. Thankfully, they were able to dispatch him after a long firefight, and the group then proceeded to escape the confines of the doomed Raccoon City. Leon and Sherry were later apprehended, with Sherry being placed in protective custody as a research subject. Leon was then interrogated by Adam Benford, an intelligence officer and high-ranking government official. As a result of his unique skills and expertise, Leon was recruited into an anti-Umbrella military agency to deal with any future disasters and biological outbreaks. Leon then received additional training, transforming him from an inexperienced rookie to a veritable human weapon who was skilled in close-quarters combat and highly proficient with a number of different firearms. Then in 2002, Kennedy was sent to a small South American country along with US Army Special Forces agent Jack Krauser. The two had been sent in to hunt down a drug lord by the name of Javier who had seized control of a large area of jungle. After learning that a former Umbrella researcher had somehow made their way into the region, the pair found themselves in the middle of a T-virus outbreak. Leon then came across Javier's daughter Manuela, who had contracted a rare disease and was being kept alive by her father using the T. Veronica virus. Eventually Manuela, Krauser and Leon came across Javier, and while they all battled against him, it was Manuela who killed her father by using the effects of the virus against him. Following this, Manuela was taken into government custody, and Krauser was discharged owing to an injury he had sustained during the mission. A few months later, Leon heard that Krauser had allegedly died in an accident. In 2004, Leon was sent on a mission to recover Ashley Graham, the daughter of President Graham, after she had been abducted by a cult known as Los Illuminados. Upon arriving in the remote village of Valdelobos in Spain, Leon entered a crumbling hunter's lodge while searching for a local officer. There he fought and killed a man that had tentacles sprouting out of his wounds. After battling the villagers of Valdelobos, Leon tried to save a man named Luis Serra Navarro, but he was incapacitated and knocked unconscious by Bitores Mendez, the chief of the local village. Having been unknowingly infected with the Las Plagas parasite, Leon fought and killed various enemies and finally came across Ashley, who then attempted to disable him using a candelabra. Leon then informed Ashley of his mission, and after some hesitation, she agreed to proceed to the extraction point with him. However, after arriving at the designated point, they soon found themselves surrounded by a horde of ganados. The pair managed to evade them and continued onward, being met with much resistance along the way. Ashley later ran from Leon after unintentionally hurting him while she was temporarily overwhelmed by the Las Plagas parasite within her. Much to Leon's amazement, he then encountered Ada Wong for the first time in 6 years. After some back and forth, Leon rejected a proposal by Ada to abandon Ashley. Following this, Ada made an escape via a nearby window. Later on, after Leon and Louise slayed 2 El Gigantes, Louise was cut down by Leon's former partner, Jack Krauser. Much to Leon's horror, he found out that it was Krauser who had kidnapped Ashley and willingly aided Los Illuminados. Feeling betrayed, Leon engaged in a vicious knife fight with his former partner, and while Krauser overcame him, Louise managed to save Leon by shooting Krauser's knife away. Krauser then escaped, and shortly afterwards, Louise died from his injuries. Leon then met up again with Ada, who helped him pursue Krauser and Ashley by boat. While he attempted to confide in and talk to Ada, she failed to give him any clear answers about how she felt about him and left Leon to make his way to the docks by himself. After further confrontations, Leon came across Krauser once again. Krauser savagely mocked Leon for his impotence and inability to save anyone, causing Leon to snap. After a prolonged battle with his former partner, Leon was finally able to subdue and kill him. In spite of his victory, Leon looked back in regret before moving on to recover Ashley. Leon then faced off against Sadler, and with the help of Ada, he and Ashley were able to escape and remove their Plaga parasites using a device located in Louise's laboratory. Then, working together with Ada, Leon was able to engage Sadler and kill him by using his own staff to impale the cult leader. Ada then escaped by helicopter after retrieving the amber, and Leon and Ashley used the water scooter left behind by Ada to make their own exit. Over the next 8 or so years, Leon found himself in a number of different situations in which his expertise as an agent were required, and with each new operation, his skills and abilities continued to expand. Then in 2013, Leon was forced to kill President Benson after he was infected with a new pathogen known as the chrysalid virus, which was unleashed by an organization known as the Family in Tall Oaks. Derek C. Simmons, a national security advisor and head of the family, then ordered the city of 77,000 to be bombed in order to wipe away any evidence of his organization's involvement and to ensure no combat data was leaked. Another organization known as Neo Umbrella claimed responsibility for the attack and then initiated another in Lanxiang, China. Leon then made his way to China with agent Helena Harper in order to track down Simmons. However, after their plane crashed due to a sea virus incident, the pair found themselves in the presence of Jake Muller and Sherry Birkin. After a brief exchange, Sherry explained to Leon that she reported directly to Simmons. The two then argued, but this was interrupted by the appearance of Ustanak. After the group managed to deal with the abomination, Leon and Helena found themselves separated from Jake and Sherry. After following someone posing as Ada Wong, Leon came across Chris Redfield. The two argued about Wong, with Chris blaming her for the death of his men, while Leon informed him that it was actually Simmons who was behind everything. Wong then escaped, and Chris left to pursue her. Leon and Helena then continued on to look for Simmons. Shortly after coming upon Simmons, the man behind the bioterrorist attacks became infected with the sea virus and mutated into a monstrous creature. Leon and Helena fought him on a train, and after much struggle, they managed to defeat Simmons, who fell onto the tracks below and was subsequently run over by another train. Soon after this, a missile was launched, releasing the sea virus in a blue mist over Tachi, infecting a number of people who came into contact with it. Eventually, Leon and Helena made it to the quad tower and were flabbergasted to see Simmons waiting there for them. The two were forced to fight him in his new, even more monstrous form, but they were fortunate enough to receive help from the real Ada Wong, who was circling overhead in a helicopter. This culminated in a dramatic battle in another part of the tower, and after finally disabling Simmons, Ada said goodbye to Leon yet again before leaving. Helena urged him to go after Ada, but Leon insisted that he and Helena would stick together. As it turned out, Simmons was still alive, now mutated even more as a result of absorbing bodies to regenerate and grow himself. Helena and Leon then used a lightning rod, as well as a rocket launcher, to knock him back and send him plummeting down the tower. Simmons then reverted back into his human form just as he wound up impaled on an obelisk, causing him to finally bleed out and die. The pair then found a data disk containing evidence proving that Simmons was behind the attacks and that Leon, who had been labeled a suspect by Simmons, was in fact innocent. Helena and Leon then escaped the crumbling quad tower in Ada's helicopter. Later on, Helena was cleared of her alleged crimes, and after talking to Leon, she handed Ada's compact that had contained the data disk back to him so that he could give it back to Ada when they crossed paths once again. Since then, Leon has remained an active agent, doing his best to protect people from harm and countering some of the worst bioterrorist threats the world has to offer. Thanks to his ingenuity and incredible skills, as well as his ability to work with others and use reason whenever necessary, Leon is truly one of the most capable and effective agents on the face of the earth. He has faced betrayal, abandonment, and more than his fair share of otherworldly horror, but in spite of all this, he remains a human being who is, much like the officer who once saved his life, a true hero. And even if he is a cynical and grouchy soul at the best of times, Leon is kind and empathetic, making him someone we all identify with and should strive to be like. And hopefully one day he'll be able to get together with Ada and be happy. Although I have more than enough suspicion that Chris may have his own designs for Leon and the Redfield bloodline in mind. And that, my friends, is the story of the rise of the one and only Leon S. Kennedy. What do you think of Leon as a character? Will he ever wind up with Ada, or will his work as a special agent never cease? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily gaming, VR, and tech content. From me and the crew, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later!